Hey everybody, welcome back. Old School with you here, and continuing on with the Under Construction series. It's been a while since we've done a build, but it is that time of the year where I tend to get back into this game just a little bit more than usual. Got some big stuff coming up in the near future. We'll talk about that as we progress here today. So what we're working on is something called Snow Day. And Jackson Brown, hello my friend, how are you? Jackson Brown's like Batman, man. It's like as soon as I go on, it's like the bat signal goes up. You are the man. All right, there was a movie. I think it was made for TV. I just watched it the other day, and it was okay. Called Snow Day. And it's one of those silly holiday movies that talks about the thing that when we were all kids, some of us still may be, one thing we looked forward to more than anything was the snow day, because that meant we weren't going to school when we were supposed to. So we're going to do a couple of different things here with this one. First thing we're going to do is pick out a Christmas tree, and then we're going to have to stop the snow plow from clearing the roads. So, not sure how much we're going to get to right now, but we're going to get things started. I've already put some stuff down that we will more than likely be using. I've already set a couple of things up. Glad to hear you're doing well, Jackson. I've already set up a camera, and it is attached to this path creator. And at the proper time, when we enter this box eventually, I haven't set it up yet because I don't want to accidentally start triggering it. But it'll get to the point where when we enter this box, it will start this off. So to let everybody know where to go and get their Christmas tree. Now the question is, which tree are we talking about getting? And you'll have the opportunity to choose which ones. Eventually. Alright, so we're going to have to do a few different things here. And part of that is going to be taking our locators and connecting them to these dynamic triggers that I've already placed out. If you're not familiar with the dynamic trigger, it's basically something that is going to give a certain distance to an object or a location, at which point some sort of interaction that you decide will take place. So, as we go to our properties here, and this distance number is basically a character step. So for each character step, you basically have a distance of 1. So in this case, we're going to bring that number down to about 2. We want you to get pretty close to the object because it's going to be a tree, and you're going to choose which one you want. All right, so let's start moving these things. So the green trees are up for sale, and you'll decide which one you want. They're not all going to be live in this one, but you can make it that way if you choose to. But for the purpose of time in this video, we're just going to do it 4, it looks like. So again, this locator is attached to this item. So we're going to put that right under the tree, dead center. Now, somewhere over here, there we go. Let me put another, might only do 3. And well, this will be 4 now, so we'll see. So what we're going to do now, and this basically acts as a trigger in its own way. So, new logic connection, whenever it's entered, and that's that 2 or 3 step in this case that I set up for by player, and we'll say any player, then it's going to come over here and trigger some sort of text. If I got the right thing, dynamic trigger. Yeah, there we go. What do we want? Victory, loss, angry, scared, warning, confused, question. We can go with what do you think? Like, is that the right tree? Or is that okay? I'm going to say what do you think is the right response. And that's going to happen there. So we can test that out already. Drop over here. And as we get close to this, and it should be, hold on a moment. Let's see what our properties are set on for this. Text duration, we'll say 3 seconds. Style top. I'm a fan of the banner. What is not happening here? When entered by a player any, ask a question. We're not off to a great start. Okay, that's working. Maybe we need more distance. Go back to properties here one more time. Target. Aha, that's what it is. It's been a few minutes. Locator. And we'll change that to 3. There we go. And then you can decide whether or not you want this tree. We're going to need something else here as well, and that is going to be a confirmer. I've never used a confirmer, to be honest with you. Never had to until now. New logic connection. When any text is displayed, I'll tell you what, we'll take that back. Get over here. New logic connection. When any text is dismissed, because it's just the one text. Proposal displayed. There we go. So now it's going to give you the yes-no option. What do you think? And then as soon as that goes away, you can continue or cancel. Now, I don't know if you can change that text or not. Let's see. Doesn't appear that way. Let me try one more thing here. New logic text layer. So no, it doesn't look like we can change what the actual text is, but it's the idea. Papa H, how you doing? I'm okay, buddy. Great to hear you and see you. Well, I can't see you really, but nice to have you here. How's that? By the way, in case anyone hasn't heard yet, there's going to be a big Christmas event that a bunch of people, I guess they got over 10 is what I was told, over 10 creators that are going to have their work coming out on December 19th for the holidays. Sometimes they get the confirmer right. Okay, well, it's a 50-50, so. Anyway, I know Papa H, I'm sure you are in the running there as well. I'm sure Professor Toybox and hopefully a whole bunch of others in there. I've got a project that I've been working on. I planned on it being a Christmas time release, and that works out perfectly. When I heard about what they were doing, I was like, yeah, I'm in, because I already have something which I literally just finished up right before I went to stream here. There's one little tweak I have to make to it because there's a possibility with copyrights that some of the music I chose won't be getting through. So I've got to have a backup plan where there's an alternate version that has different music. But I'll be a little bummed if I have to do that because it's going to lose a part of the flavor. But it's all good. So yeah, December 19th, there's going to be a whole bunch of people doing some stuff. I'll bring you some more information as time gets closer and I get more news on who's going to be doing what and when. But like I said, I'm sure Papa H is involved in this as well. Not 100%. Yeah, you'll find a way. You always do. I was very surprised to find out, and I didn't realize it, and I guess it's been a few months now, that that brown bat is back in action. Went back and jumped over to his channel when I heard that it was active again. I guess I should do some building here, huh? I hadn't seen him in a long time, and don't know where he's been or what he's been doing. And I tried to go back to maybe one of his earliest videos since returning, thinking maybe there'd be a little backstory as to what he'd been up to, but don't know. Good to have him back, though. The guy creates really, really well. Innovative thinking, to say the least, on this stuff. All right, so we got that, and now what we'll need is a replayer. And that'll be the final part of this puzzle. And we're basically just going to do the same thing 4 times or 3 times. However many trees you want to have to choose from. Let's put it that way. All right, so eventually these will all be sunk underneath so that they're not in the way and they're not visible. All right, we're going to do real quickly here is start recording. And what we're going to do now is take our tree and replace it. That's it. Okay. I'd do better in Spark mode. So that tree now is all tied into this replayer. And what we're going to do here, hopefully, if this does what I think it'll do, new logic connection, when accepted, we are going to clear. Simple as that. So, we approach. What do you think? And you know what? I want this tree. Boom. That's it. I've got the tree. How simple is that? So basically do the same thing for however many trees you want. Meantime, let me come back here and put him back down. Boom. There he is. And that's it. That's how you select your Christmas tree. So maybe not this one. Maybe if you get too close, it's going to ask you nonetheless. But I don't want that one. Come over here. I might spread them out a little bit, so now you have to go a few deep, so you're not just stumbling over the same trigger. Jackson Brown. You funny guy. Yeah, I actually saw a little bit of that. I don't have any knowledge of what River City Run is. I'm guessing it's an old game. Looked like a 2D. But nonetheless, what he was doing always looks good. His detail is just really immersive, and I've always been impressed with what he does and how he achieves certain things in the game, making it do things it's not supposed to necessarily do. I got to look back on, like I said, he's been, I guess, back on the map now for maybe 4 months, it looks like. So I got a lot of catching up to do to see what he's been up to and if there's anything in there that I might want to beg, borrow, or steal. So back to what I was mentioning, on December 19th, I guess we're doing a bunch of different Disney Infinity stuff. A lot of people, I guess, are going to be doing toy boxes, perhaps Christmas-themed ones, although there is no set thing. It doesn't have to be Christmas themed. They were just asking us to do Disney Infinity builds of some sort, any kind. As much as I like an element of surprise, I've already had the teaser trailer out there, so some of you have probably seen it. And what I have done is what I thought I was going to do from the day the servers went down. And if you go way back in the annals here of the ANG channel, you'll see, I think it was April 4th of whatever year, or March 4th, when the servers shut down. I forget what year now. What are we on? Year 5? Has it been 5 years already? But if you go back to that date, you'll see that I was doing a video with something with Captain Jack's pirate ships or something like that, where I kind of created a story, but had to do voiceover characters and stuff like that, since there's no way anybody can do text anyway, and you can't share toy boxes. Building like this, for me, because I can't upload them anywhere that people can use them and share them, I don't get into it as much as I did. But what I realize is that you can create anything pretty much you can imagine, and then you can have your own world and film it and do different camera angles and stuff like that. So I've been messing around a lot with cameras in the last week and a half. And what I'm going to be contributing is an original story, and I'll start putting the disclaimer out now. Whatever you know about Star Wars, throw it away, because I basically erased all timelines, essentially, and I will use parts of character history that we already know, but it definitely won't match up if you're going by timeline. So I'm taking a lot of artistic freedoms and have fun with a little story. That's all it is. It ended up running just about 26 minutes long after all the editing, and let me tell you what, it took a lot of hours to put 26 minutes together. I forgot just how much fun editing can be. We're going to move some of these trees around so they're not in the way. There's our snowplow in the background. We're going to be bringing him into play here in a little bit. Why don't we put this one up here in between? Yeah, it had a Nintendo feel to it. I thought it might be. I bought popcorn. The trailer was fun, but it was like in the very early stages of shooting. So there's so little in that trailer other than the concept of the story, I guess you could say. What do you think? Well, I think if I say yes, I'm going to have to reset the tree, and it's underneath, so I'm going to say no right now. Which, by the way, that's another thing we want. Anytime you're going to use a bunch of replayers, you got to always remember. So this is set right now to turn on with the box. I just haven't set that up yet. But what I also wanted to do then, new logic connection, when it does get turned on, otherwise it'll be pointless. I'm thinking here. I'm going to change this. Let me go this route instead. I wanted a layer. Yeah, I'm telling you what, I'm really happy with the way it came out. And as each chapter progressed, I got a little more comfortable with it and came up with some new techniques. So, you know, like the last 3 or 4 scenes are so much better than the first 3 or 4. But now it's like making me want to do something else with that. But it is super time consuming, so I'm not sure. It might be like a real sequel like a year from now. And then I'm also thinking about all the different options. It doesn't have to be Star Wars. I mean, what can you not do with Disney Infinity? I mean, you can do Marvel, you can do Disney characters, you can do pretty much anything you can imagine. All right, that's what I'm looking for. And what we want to do, new logic connection. When the delay is complete, then we'll turn this on. What we want to do is put a delay on there of 3 seconds. I think is fair. What this is going to do is give the replayer time. New logic connection whenever it's entered by player. Any. We're going to press this button. And when this button is pressed. And again, I always keep my logic right below the spawn point or the activity point. It makes it easier to find. So what we want to do here is hit the clear button, because if it doesn't clear, it won't replay. And then I'm going to need a second button here. When pressed. Then we want that to do is come over here. And now we are going to play back. Because at the beginning, when the game first loads in, there's a really good chance that these trees won't actually be here because they're going to be in the replayer. I guess we could test that out. I mean, theoretically, if I save it like this, I might not need the buttons as much. I mean, they're a good safety backup, but let's just test this theory out. Super Star Wars. Oh, yeah, I played the heck out of that game. I forget what level I get to before it ends up beating me. I've not made the finals, and I'm sure you're playing the new version. I mean, it's the old game, but they have it now for the PS4. I've got that one. I don't know if I got Empire or not. Did they re-release Empire for the modern gen? All right, let's do a quick... Actually, hold on. Let's move this back out of the way, because again, I don't want to start triggering things until we're ready. All right, boom. Save that. Free download for the Super Star Wars. That figures I already bought it. And I haven't heard this month's free game selection either. But like you say, it's only free if you're paying the $60 a year. I've been actually surprised. I thought, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but I thought for like multiplayer opportunity, you had to have that. Now, Rocket League, you don't have to have it. And now Far Cry 6, you don't have to have it because my girlfriend and I play, and she doesn't pay the $60 a year. I know for other games, like I used to play a lot of The Last of Us multiplayer, so for that game, for example, you do have to have it. And I'm sure the Call of Duties, you probably have to have it for. You think Empire was better? Is that available on the PS4? I might have to do a little Christmas shopping here for. I picked up, and I've not really played one of these titles all the way through ever, but the geez, what the heck you call it? There you go. Resident Evil 4, 5, and 6. They had a sale where they were like $7 a pop. I was like, for that price, I'm in. Haven't had time to even start on part 4 yet. I think I had part 3, or maybe even the original. I think it was the original, redone for the PS4. Does that sound right? And I just wasn't happy with the mechanics of it, and I kind of bailed early on. But I'm sure by the time it got better, as time went by. Not available on a PS4. Well, dadgummit. I think I still have it on my old Nintendo. I have to check now. You got me wondering. And I'm due for a old recap day as well. Let's see. We're going to load it in and see if the trees are there. Well, the one in particular, anyway. Oh, my goodness. I have got a pinched nerve in my back, and it is, like, really getting annoying. I had one in my neck years ago. Had to have some surgery, and that took care of everything. But I'm like, oh, jeez. Not looking forward to having to get a fusion, if that's what it comes down to. So.
Well, hello again.
We're already set. Okay, so in this case, we can go through the box. Okay, don't go through the box. So I want to test this. See, I don't think it'll work. Let's see. I'm going to take it. Oh, it did work. Okay. Well, then I guess we don't need the buttons. So all this can go away. We just have to make sure we save it while the trees are visible, I guess. Okay. Somehow I thought that was going to be more of a challenge, but... replayers are tricky things. I mean, they're super fun for this game. But they can be a real pain in the butt because they don't always behave properly after the fact. Alright, so we know that that'll save. As long as you leave the tree up, so you don't have to worry about all those other buttons. Forget I ever showed you those. So that's a little simple circuit that we put together, and then I would just replicate that a few more times. But for right now, let's move on to this, which will be the snowplow portion. We can do a few different things here. You'll see that we've got more locators. We'll take one of those and we'll bring it over here. I've already taken the liberty of changing the speed on the path creator. If we hit the properties here, you'll see it's down to 35, which is a pretty decent driving speed, I think, especially in bad conditions. And it should also be in the off position, if I'm not mistaken. It is. Alright, now we're going to take is our effects generator and drag one of those over here. New logic connection. When it's on, we are going to play looped. And let's go with ice debris. I think ice debris will work. New locator connection. We're going to connect that here to the effects locator. And I don't think we have to... yeah, I think that's automatic. Okay. So when this is on, it's going to set that off. That's going to connect to here. And then what we're going to do is put this and attach it to the path. Now what I really would kind of like to do is hit our path. Go to properties here. Toy box path. And then I would kind of like to go forward maybe 2 notches or 2 steps. And hopefully this is all going to play out the way I want it to. So let me go ahead and place this thing right on there where it's going to be. Might need to wait a second on that because I need to first connect this thing to a button. Love the buttons. New logic connection when pressed. We're going to turn that on. New path connection. Oh, it doesn't like that, does it? All right. And away she went. Try it again. Path connection. There you have that. Go to our properties, toy box path. We want to orient it along the path, which means when the thing turns, you want it to turn as well. Okay, last but not least, on this portion, Inside Out, you don't like that? I thought it was pretty cool. Definitely more of a mental challenge than any other game they have, but that's not a bad thing. Papa Age, if I think of all the characters I wish would have made it, I've lost sleep over it, I think. The whole Rogue One thing, it's like, oh my god, if they could have just made it through Rogue One. But then there would have always been one more thing that was on the horizon. Peter Pan. Yeah, Spot, right? It's like anybody gets a spot. Yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean. I ended up getting all that stuff, including the PS3 version, obviously, because you have to. Unless, I guess, if you have it on Steam, I think that has everything unlocked. Oh, Rogue One, my god. That would have been amazing. And the other assets that you would have got besides the characters, I mean, you could have really just developed a Star Wars world that would have been unbelievable. No point in talking about what was, what could have been. It wasn't, it didn't happen. We're okay. All right, I need my target. I'm getting sidetracked again. Let's go this way. And is it creative toys? It is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place that there. Path connection. This path is going to get a lot of use. I'm not going to mess with that thing again, otherwise it'll disappear on me. So what I would like to do, if it cooperates, go to our properties, toy box path, and horizontal. We're going to go up 3. Make it 2. That'll be our target. Next up, we're going to want to counter, and then you can set it up. You basically have to hit it with snowballs or something. You can put whatever shooting object in there that you want. You have to hit it. And basically set a counter. And I'll take a simple counter like that. So that new logic connection every time. Oop, wrong. There we go, I think. Yes. New logic connection. Every time it is hit, we're going to increment by 1. And for the sake of simplicity, we're just going to go ahead and set the properties and go the target count will be 4. So you have to hit it 4 times. Visible display is on. Reset is 0. Reset on target reached. You can do that this way if you want to replay it. Let's put this back here. So the next thing we have to do is have it do something when that target is reached. So what we're going to, I guess I really should just leave this thing on the side for a little bit. Let's go back to our effects generator. I don't even know that we need a second one, but I'm going to use it just to keep life simple. And when new logic connection, the target is reached, We could have used the same generator. That's okay. We're going to play once. We'll go with an explosion. Go with 16-bit. What the heck? It's a video game. And then what we also want to do, of course, is connect. Locator connection. FX location. So this one locator is going to be handling a lot of different things, but it'll be okay. Last but not least. Oh, wrong one. Could have used that. When the target is reached, we're going to turn this off because he's done. We've taken out the snowplow man. That'll turn that off. All right. There's almost always an issue with these things. Jackson Brown, you take care, buddy. And Papa H as well. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you stopping in and saying hi. We will see you soon. All right. So we're down here. This button is going to start everything off. Let me just see. Oh, mercy. All right, he needs something that shoots then. That works. So that's the snow getting plowed. I might want to push that further ahead. I am not even seeing the target at all. So we've got to relocate that a bit. But I'm loving the snow plow effect. We just have to reset. All of those things. Not bad, though. Let's see how he's looking coming around the corner here. Oh, there's the target, barely. It's stuck right in the middle. I'm happy to be stuck with you. Huey Lewis in the News said it best. Can you... Oh, won't let you sit on top at all, huh? Oh, did I get one? Doesn't look like it's counting any of those. There's one. Two. And boom. Okay. So this part will work eventually. Let's get back in here. Properties. Oh, I didn't move it. That's why. Dummy. Let's try 2 and horizontal, right? No, we want vertical. I'm sorry. What is this? No, forward, backward, offset. All right, we'll stick with that and then a vertical. Let's try that. Okay, for that one. And then this one went horizontal. That's what it is. Okay, we got to fix that. Alright, so put that there, and then what we want is forward, backward. Up just a little further. And hopefully that'll make the difference. Stick this one over here. New logic connection when pressed. Reset and stop. So that puts everything back there. Take Mr. Snowplow over here. Jackson, have you seen this movie, Snow Day? Toy box path. Speed, we're going to leave that alone. We are going to orient it along. Let's try this one more time and see. When pressed, reset and play. There we go. Now we have the snow being plowed, and we have the target in an area that is achievable. Hey. And like I said, we can set any number we want as the target hit counts. And that's 2, 3, and this one should. Boom. And there's the boom. The other thing I would probably want to have happen at that point is make both of these things go away, and we could even throw in a smoke effect there that we've shut it down. And, of course, an explosion sound. So, more to come. We're going to do a little more on this build in the near future. I feel like we did pretty good for our first stream, though, in a long time. So we've got the Christmas tree shopping, easy for me to say. Walk up to the tree. And then you decide, do you want to buy this tree or not? No, I'm going to say no. And then eventually, one or two of these other ones as well will be choosable. And whichever one you say yes to will disappear because you took it. And right after that happens, then we'll throw another camera in probably to show you that the snowplow is coming. And I'll drop some houses in here and make it look a little bit more neighborhoodish. Early on in the build. But I'm happy with what we got to so far. Everything's working. I just love the way that snow flies off the plow, though, man. It is perfect. Might be even better if I sit it down one level into the ground, so we might do that as well. Only problem is that's the locator, and it affects everything else, too, so maybe I'm not. We'll see. I like it the way it's working there, though. Yeah, it's an okay movie. It should be on TBS or AMC, one of those. It's definitely free. Don't spend money on it. You won't be happy if you spend money on it, but it's an okay watch. And it's kind of where I got the idea for this stuff. So And who didn't like a good snow day when they were a kid? Let's be honest, okay? I'm presuming you were from a snow-friendly state, which I was back then in New York. In Florida here, we don't get a whole lot of snow days. Just saying. I think the whole state will shut down in a group effort if we actually got any accumulation of snow. We've had a couple of cold winters where we actually had some snowfall. I mean, it's not the snow you're going to go skiing in. You're certainly not going to make a snowman. But there were snowflakes. They came down, put a real thin dusting on a car. I'd settle for that on Christmas Day, but I don't think it's going to happen. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for checking us out, stopping by and saying hi. Always appreciated. Pop H and Jackson Brown, you guys are the best. I appreciate both of you very much. I'll see the rest of you in the near future. And remember, December 19th, we're going to have a big old Disney Infinity Christmas Day fiasco going on here with over 10 different creators contributing different content in the world of Disney Infinity. We will be bringing you The Last Mandalorian right here on All Night Gaming, which is an actual short fan film using all of the Disney Infinity assets. So I enjoyed making it. I think you'll enjoy watching it. And we'll be back with some more of this and finish this up between now and then. So I'll see you guys next time when we're back here on ANG, and we are once again under construction.